Welcome back to Whatever Garage. In this episode, we're going to finish working on our chop. Let's get started. But before we do that, I need to fix my wife's fan because it makes an annoying noise. Hard to go to sleep by that sound. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. Alright, I took it apart and I blew it out because it was disgustingly dirty. So you heard it before on low. I'll put it on high now. It doesn't make a damn noise. See that? Isn't that amazing? What I'd like to do is start welding this across. And what we'll do is we'll start every 6 inches, you know, until we get it all done, and then I'll stitch it together every 1 inch, and then I'll cool it down as I go. All right? And we'll do it the Bad Chad way, because that's his stuff works, so why not? I also need to take this off, but we'll do that later. That's the body work part. Now I want to weld this up. I need to go back and finish grinding these. And then we need to flip it over and weld everything else together. I also want to patch these areas, and fill in these. Now, remember, this is all because I want to do this. This is me practicing, okay? I hope you get something out of it. If anything, you'll get how not to do it. Let's get to work. Alright, let me show you what I did. Alright, after I welded up the middle, I mean, you've already seen it, then I ground it down. Well, I got a little too excited with the sander, and right about here, it was too thin and I started burning through. Okay, now I'm gonna knock the tops off of all these other welds I did. I'm not gonna go as deep as I did before, and then we'll just body work the rest of that crap. All right, what do you think? That's what I thought. All right, I've pretty much welded up what I want to weld up, except for that. I missed that one, and I burned through that one. But then I went back and ground down most of everything using the big grinder. Now I'll go in with a 2-inch and just sort of feather things out, make it look all right. I'm not looking for perfection here, right? This is going to be up against the wall. This is just a wall hanger, like this big ass gap here. I know that's there. No one's ever going to see it, okay? But the front, I'm going to use the 2-inch to ground down the rest of those, okay? And then we still have to fill in these spots. So we're making progress. I didn't realize how long grinding and welding took. Not on this magnitude. So, still got a little thing to go, but it's lunchtime. Got some new gas. Alright, so we got our new gas bottle. There we go. Y'all can see, zoom in. Full tank. Here's our helmet. It's not that old, a couple years, but I modified it, put a little cover on the back to help block the light. But the screen's all torn up. The one inside is all scuffed up. It's blurry when you look through it, and I can't find my replacement screen. So what did I do instead of buying a replacement screen? I bought a replacement helmet. But this one's got a bigger screen, so more view. And it's got settings on here that's for grind, cut, and weld. So I can use it for a face shield also. Have to learn what all these little things are on here. I guess I'll have to read the manual. This one has 3 buttons. We'll test it out for this, see what happens. Like I said, we'll figure it out. So I can get rid of these 2. And by get rid of, this one's just going over here until I find the stuff for it. You can never have enough spare helmets. And then we need to look over our work here and figure out what we need to do. All right, now we're going to sand. That's very boring, so we're going to put that on fast forward. All right, we're done sanding. Now we're gonna do some body work. Start filling in so you can't see where I made the cuts. See if we can't make this thing look a little better. But we'll do that in fast time because that's boring shit. Alright, I can't remember if I showed this or not, but I slapped a bunch of body fill on yesterday just to get the seams from the back where I chopped it. We're going to knock them down, try and blend it in. Nothing special. Then we're going to flip it over and we'll body work the front side, but we're going to do a better job on that. Because that's the side that counts, because that's what you're going to see. I got body fill everywhere. So let's get sanded. We'll do that on fast forward. that took freaking forever. I'd hate to be a body man, I really would. You definitely have to have respect for their job. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up. All right, now, since I was so rudely interrupted by battery dying. Oh, they're opening up the spillway on the dam. We're safe, we're on high ground. I'm gonna clean up, and then we're gonna mud the other side. Yeah, that's what I was doing. That's just saw a spot I still need to sand. All right, as usual with me, I forgot to film. I cleaned up in here, and then I laid some mud across the front side of the door, and then I called it a day. I had a lot of stuff to do yesterday. Apparently, some of my mud is not dried. That's not good. I mean, it wasn't freezing cold last night. This stuff should be dried. I'm wondering if I didn't use enough hardener. This stuff seems all right. Little squishy there, but really squishy over here. That's not good. I'm half tempted to get the heat gun, see what I can do. All right, heat gun didn't work like I thought it would. See, if you look here, see it? The only choice is to scrape it off. And of course, I can't find my scraper. So I guess I just use a screwdriver. Talk about screwing up. That's a screw up. Oh well, no sense crying about it. Alright, I took off most of the filler that was squishy. Well, not most of it, all of it. And I took off some of the stuff that was good. I knocked down all the high spots. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe this off again, and then we're going to go back over it with, hopefully, good filler. We'll see. All right, I'm standing off the first layer of body fill on here. Obviously there were a bunch of blemishes, a bunch of low spots. I went back and applied some more body fill, thin coat this time. It's getting late, we're gonna call it a day. Let this sit overnight. We'll come back tomorrow morning, sand this off. Hopefully it'll be the last little bit, maybe a little bit of touch up here and there. Because I see a spot right here I need to get. Damn it. Anywho. Touch up tomorrow and then hopefully prime. Battery died while I was sanding and I didn't notice. Sorry. So you missed all my sanding. I know you really wanted to see that. A little bit of lint. I just wiped this off. I've already primed the back of this. I'll show you me priming the front of it. Just for the hell of it, I guess. But I'm trying to get this moving on. I know it's not exactly exciting watching somebody sand and do body work, especially someone who doesn't know what they're doing. It's not that I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just not good at it. Okay, so we're gonna primer this one up real thick, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll paint it. I'll let you guess on the colors we're gonna paint, okay? My wife actually told me what color paint. I was gonna paint it red, and she said no. She said, you've already done that. Why can't I do it again? So, we're not painting it red, okay? It's gonna be another color. So, the one thing primer has showed me though is, no matter how much sanding you do, there's always more to do. I've seen a few spots that need to be sanded some more, but I'm trying to hurry this along. Remember, this is for me. It's to hang up on the ceiling or on the wall somewhere, just for looks, okay? And if it's up there, you're not gonna see that I didn't sand that little much of something, okay? Anyway, enough talking. All right, you ready? Hold on, I'm tangled up here. All right, here we go. You know what I need to do? Do my body coat first, and then I'll go back over everything, make it even. Might as well just get done it. I see areas that's going to need some work. Coat number one. lesson today. I put just a hair too much, and by hair I mean quite a bit, more hardener in there than I was supposed to, and so the paint was really thick. I had to dump a bunch of thinner in there and then take it outside and blow it out, and then it finally cleared up. So, lesson learned. Now, I think we got enough paint on here, or enough primer, to get to working with. We need to overcome my bad body work, and so tomorrow we will be doing some sanding and some filling and some more sanding. So come on back. Camera died while I was sanding, but once I got done, I wanted to hit some of my problem areas, like all the pinholes, and then right here it still wasn't level. So I'm gonna make one last attempt at it. I'm not gonna get it 100%. I'm to the point right now where I just don't care. This is gonna be nothing but for me. Yes, it was supposed to be practice, but this is taking too long. And I wanna move on to something else because my parts just came in today for the other project, and that'll be the video after this. So anyway, enough of that. Let me get, it's dry, thank God, because it is cold right now. And we'll turn the heat on. I was hoping to get into primer today, but I think it's gonna be way too cold for that. So we might have to do it tomorrow. I thought I had you on fast forward, but apparently not. All right, we have now finished filling in and sanding. I would say 90% to 95% of pinholes. There's a couple, but the weather has turned on me and it's staying cold now, so I'm running out of time. I'm hoping tomorrow it's going to be warm enough that I can paint this out here. If not, we'll have to wait for another day. But I want to hurry up and get this done so I can get y'all this video out. This will be next week's video. Yeah, there's a video coming out tonight, and then this is next week's video, and then I have the week after that's video I want to start tomorrow. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Okay, we fixed most of the problems. You can still see a little distortion where the dent was here and here. Here is pretty much taken care of. It's a half-ass job, but it's not a bad half-ass job. It's a half-ass job. That makes it a 1/4 job, I guess. 1/4 half-ass job. No, 1/4 ass job. There we go. 1/4 ass job. I completely missed this little spot up here to fill. So it's got a little line there, and it's gonna bother me not at all, because this is gonna be like hanging up here somewhere and I'm never gonna see it again. So I don't give a shit. I will go to the store tomorrow and get some paint, and then hopefully we can prime this tomorrow, paint this tomorrow, and clear it. Can you do those all in one day? Probably not, but I'm going to. I'm sure Jason will correct me if he sees this to let me know. But by then it'll be too late. So there. And yeah, I'll see you Tuesday, Jason. All right, I'm ready to go for dinner. It's cold out here. Bye. All right, we have washed up the door, wiped it down, it's clean. I've already mixed up some more primer. I reduced it this time and I made sure you use the correct amount of hardener. So we should be able to walk through this one relatively easy. Hope I didn't jinx myself. I'm gonna get, we got a full can, so 4 coats, I guess. We're gonna lay it on thick. So here we go. Well, it was going good until we had some water drip down onto it. And it got paint on top of that. So I now have a couple of little bumps here that we'll have to sand down once it dries. Son of a bitch. It was right at the very end too. We were doing good. This went on really nice. I mean, it's just enough dry right now, but man, I think we find sand that with some 220 and we'll be good. All right, so here we are. We have stuff I had left over from previous projects. Don't know if it's any good because it's years old, as you can tell by the rust. And then this is what I just got. They did not have the color I wanted. So I bought this one instead. It's molten red metallic. Now she said I couldn't have red. I was gonna do a blue, but I didn't have it. So I'm gonna do molten red, which to me I guess is just a burgundy. I got a gloss clear coat. And then here I have for some accent colors, because I think I wanna do a little pinstripe, not a pinstripe, but like maybe that big, because I wanna do some designs on that stripe. And that's what I'm gonna tell you about later. Then we have a midnight blue, which used to be on my Suburban. That's just jet black, but there's hardly anything. I just want to see if there's anything in there. And then we have this, a champagne gold. I painted a golf cart this color. It was for my mom. It was to match her personal car. So her golf cart and her real car look the same. So anyway, if these are still good, I'd like to use them. I'm almost thinking the red with a blue stripe with the accent on top of the blue, with the gold accent on top of the blue. That's what I'm thinking. Will they work together? Who knows? Like I said, this is all trial and error, but mostly error. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt to make this glass fit. And to do so, I need to trim it. And yeah, it doesn't look like I made that measurement the same as both sides. Bear with me on this. I can't just cut the top and make it fit because we cut it down here a little ways. So anyway, the window can only be trimmed on one part. So we have to adjust this corner is what I'm saying basically, because it tends to overlap a little bit. So I need the measurement for here and for here across. Just bear with me on this. I know what I'm thinking. It's 22 1/4. This will be 24 3/4. All right, screw my measurements. Let's just take this and place it right there. Okay, this is what I was talking about. See, it goes this way, but then this goes this way. So I just need to trim back, probably starting from here, pretty much a straight line, okay? Right to there is where we need to curve. See, that's what I was trying to do. When all else fails, trace. Just like you do on wood. You mark off the part that you want to cut off. I've got to put this box back together because this is a nice old box, you know, with the dovetail corners, whatever the hell you want to call it. But anywho, it's a glass cutting kit, or tile cutting, I guess, but oil hand cutter. And I've got some cutting oil I can put in here. I don't know if that thing's able to cut anymore. We're gonna have to do a lot of cleaning. But we have that one. Then again, I don't know about what I'm doing. Ah, here we go. I gotta lube this one up. That's the glass cutter thing, or clipper. You score it and clip it. And I'm assuming that's what these things are for, in some shape or form.
A few moments later.
Guess I should have been filming. Yep. Guess they were right. You can't trim that kind of glass. Oh well. All right, the spots from where the water dripped on it this morning are gone now. I went ahead and sanded the whole thing, another, what was it, 220, just to get her smoother, make her look a little better. We're gonna call it a night because it's starting to get cold. I'm going to wipe this down, clean it, call it a night. Well, clean up the shop a little bit, and then tomorrow morning I'll clean this again, and then we'll start painting. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day of painting, so be ready. I'm just kidding. Welcome back to paint day. I've been cleaning. Got the door all wiped down, tack clothed it, all that sort of stuff. I think we're ready to paint. And I've already shaken this stuff up again. I took the paint inside with me last night, so it'd be at room temperature. I came out 2 hours ago and turned on the heater to warm up the door in the shop. It's a little chilly, not too bad. It's only going to get warmer. It's supposed to get to almost 70 today, so that'll magnify it in here with the roof. Let's take a look at our color. Now this is bought from O'Reilly's, so it's pre-mixed, it's lacquer. I did not know that. I thought it was your thing. It's lacquer. Doesn't matter. We're not painting a car. We're just painting a piece of artwork. Ooh. That's sort of ketchup-y looking, but it's got metal flake in it. And since our primer is really light color, this should come out light depending on how much paint we put on it. If I was to paint that black and then do it, it'd be a lot darker. That much I do know about painting. Smells wonderful and just reminds me I need to have my mask on. Now there's no mixing, it's already done. All I gotta do is pour it in the gun and shoot. And now I have the gun, I have the door upside down so I can paint the back of it first. All right, and we're not going to clear any of that. I mean, if clear gets on it from overspray, that's fine. I don't want to waste it, but I want the back of it at least to be red also. You know what? I haven't checked my gun. Let me clean my gun and make sure it's tip-top first. All right, since this is a metallic, I'm going to filter it going into the gun, but I don't have a filter in my gun because I have found that these cheap guns, at least, they clog it up. The metallic stuff clogs it up. I don't know if I mentioned to you already, but I did shake this up already on a paint shaker. Like, I have to clarify that. This is really fine metal flake, but it's still clogging up the filters. Oops. There you go. Alright, it has been about an hour. I think it's dry now, at least at the back of the hand it is. I had the burners on, so it's nice and warm in here. First observation, yes, I should have used a more finer grit because, yeah, you can see all the scratch marks. Hopefully I can drown it in clear coat and see if that clears it up any. But what we're going to do now is a little pinstripe. By little, I mean like that wide. All right, I'm gonna come across just below there, the top part, and I'm gonna do right around the body line there. But the biggest thing is I don't want to pull my paint off. So, get a little lint on it, make it a little easier. Do it right there. Hold on. And I want to bring it right to there. Please tell me that's even. All right, it's not going to be perfect, and that shit I was doing with the lint stuff on. What? That just does not look right. Close enough, I guess. Close enough for government work, right? All right, let's get some paper, cover this up. Yeah, I got my... Oh, we're on real time. Okay. Well, I might as well narrate then. This is going to be pinstripe, for lack of a better word. It's awful thick stripe. Let's just call it a stripe. This is going to be our stripe color. Now, it's going to start off as an aqua color until we get it on there pretty well. And then it'll be a nice dark blue. But my fan on here is a little bit narrow. Yeah, that's a little better. All right, we'll go fast forward after this. All right, well, our heater just ran out of propane, so this is as warm as it's going to get in here. I'm going to check this and see if it's dry yet, hopefully, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. It's still a little tacky. Give it a few more minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I've done is I've got a piece of lace across there. Now it's blue. Wasn't done by choice. That's just what color they sent it in, so it blends in. But I have it laid out with the design that I want exposed. Now we're going to hit it with some metallic gold and see what happens. This metallic gold is really tricky because it's really thin. My battery life is almost done, so let's hurry up and get one coat on. Alright, we'll do it from a little bit of ways. I don't know how it's going to work. Your guess is as good as mine. All right, this is the lace I use, okay? Real thin. It actually turned out better than I thought it would. I'm sort of kind of impressed with that. I like it. Again, overall, I think it turned out okay. I mean, the color's not the best to match this, but I kind of like that. I mean, it's a cool design. I mean, I wouldn't throw it on anything I own. But for a wall hanger, what the hell? Let's clear coat it. Alright guys, that's the end of this long journey. This door has been cut. No, excuse me, it's been cut, chopped, sectioned, body worked, welded back together, then body worked, primed, sanded, primed again, sanded again, and then painted, and then painted, and then painted. So, why did I do this? Just to see if I could. That's the whole reason I did it. I spent a lot of time on it. Got really, really impatient with it because it was taking so long. But I will say, this is not the perfect job by any means, but I'm impressed with the way it looks. I would drive a car that was shiny like this. I mean, there's a bunch of blemishes, yeah. You know, some of the clear coat spilled here and made one run. I didn't body work this one area because I forgot about it and said screw it. Some of my body work, you know, leaves a lot to be desired. And then I decided not to weld those two up because I got tired of welding and get that bug away from my stuff. I saw them ahead of time. But what are the positives from this? I chopped and sectioned a door and it looks pretty good. I painted a door. It looks pretty good. I striped a door and I laid down the lace and did some old school lowrider stuff here. So that's a lot of positives. I think it's good. So I think we will end it on that note. Wait a minute. Maybe we should hang it first and then end it. Or maybe I should end it and then hang it. Let's do that. Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed. This has just been a little side project I wanted to do. The next one we'll be working back on the 81 Corvette again. I got some new parts in. She won't be a Popeye anymore. That's just a hint, okay? So anyway, hang tight and I will hang this up right after I say goodbye. All right, so this is Whatever Garage, out.